Senator Harry Reid has high hopes for his near $1 trillion health care plan, but one senator is gearing up for a fight over funding for abortion and says he has some Democrats on his team.
And that senator is joining us right now from Washington, D.C. It's Utah's Orrin Hatch. Senator, as I understand it right now, the bill that Mr. Reid unveiled last night would allow for public monies to be used for abortion if the Secretary of Health and Human Services says, okay. Is that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And as a matter of fact, there are a number of gimmicks in that particular bill. In fact, even if the insurers are Catholic institutions, they'd have to provide at least one of the options would have to provide for abortion. It's just awful. Keep in mind, this is a 1,074-page or 2,074-page bill. That's larger than the novel War and Peace. And I might add, you guys in the media, you got to get it right. It doesn't even start. They don't even count up until 2014. So a true 10-year cost of this bill, the preliminary cost is $2.5 trillion. Now, you know, the abortion issue is an important issue because all we want is that federal taxpayers should not have to pay for abortion.
Right.
And number two, people of conscience should not have to participate in abortion. It seems to me the vast majority of people in this country, even those who are pro-choice, believe in those two propositions.
Congressman Stupak, who almost insisting as a pro-life Democrat, insisting on getting that language in, almost stopped the health care bill in the House. In the end, he got his way to the chagrin of many pro-choicers. He was on our show a couple of days ago and said if they mess with this language, they've lost us.
Well, that's a nice thing to say, but let's wait and see, because they're going to mess with the language. And they have 60 votes in the Senate. I don't know that they have 60 for abortion, but they have 60 votes. And let me tell you, it's going to be very difficult when it goes back to the House for the Stupak forces to stay together. But I hope he can keep them together because it's a very important issue. We should not be saddling the taxpayers to pay for abortion. People who really don't believe in it, and even those who do.
Sure. Senator, before you go, what are Harry Reid, perhaps as early as maybe Friday night or probably Saturday morning, is going to call everybody together and say, okay, let's see the hands. Who's for this going forward? The key is, does he have 60 votes right now? Because there are some moderate Democrats who are still on the fence, apparently. What are your sources telling you?
Well, it all depends on Ben Nelson of Nebraska and the two senators from Arkansas, and of course Landrieu down there in New Orleans, down in Louisiana. Let's face it, you know, they're going to take $500 billion out of Medicare and $500 billion in increase in taxes. I don't know how they can vote for this bill, and especially the size of it, the monstrous size of it, and the fact, you know, if you can't get 75 to 80 votes on a bill that affects 1/6 of the American economy, you know it's a lousy bill. And I'm telling you, this is a lousy bill that's going to cost American taxpayers like mad for the rest of our lives if they happen to pass it. I hope the American people rebel.
All right. Orrin Hatch joining us today from Washington, D.C. Thank you, sir, with your perspective.